Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. Here is Liu Bing. Today I'm going to introduce two paintings which were respectively created during two periods by two well-known artists in Europe. And this is what I will be mainly focusing on. The first painting that I'm going to introduce is Impressionism Sunrise, created by Claude Monet in the year of 1872. It's an original and innovative work. The illustration of this painting directly triggered the Impressionism movement due to the fact that it breaks the straight pattern of art at that time. Later, the style of Impressionism gradually popularized and was promoted by the exhibition held by Monet. Monet is the guy that I've shown in the screen, and his friend who were also advocated the style of Impressionism. First of all, as you guys can see in the picture, its exterior was covered with oil paint, which was describing the port of Le Havre. Le Havre is a city of France under the sunrise. The boat in the middle and the sunrise are the main elements. They were depicted more clearly using stronger colors. Oppositely, the fishing boat in the background are more blurred. They are not too clear. Thus, the audiences could obviously to see the contrast between the main factors and the rest. The whole painting were portrayed in a bright and light colors. Not just that, Monet did not use any explicit line in the whole painting. This was also be seen as one of the main feature of Impressionism. Also, the overall composition of the painting created more space and made it more like a three-dimensional. This is especially presented on the size and color of the background. As you can see, those fishing boats are not too clear to be seen. In addition to the details of this painting, the atmosphere it created was so unique. For me, it's both pretty and sad, since the landscape and sunrise were so beautiful. However, the boat in the middle showed very strong loneliness. Of course, art would give people different feelings and emotions, and this special trait is why art is so attractive. Although there were several versions of the story behind the creation of Impressionism Sunrise, the most popular was believing Monet was trying to represent the beauty and the power of how France rebuilt itself after the defeat of Franco-Prussian War. And the next I'm going to introduce post-impressionism, which is right after the impressionist movement. The artists become a lot more free from following the straight rules of creating artworks after the impressionism movement. Thus they started to explore a much more different style to portray arts. During 1880s to 1890s, famous artist Vincent van Gogh and the rest of the artists had portrayed a more structured art style, which was called post-impressionism. Compared with impressionist, it's more focusing on expressing emotions and feelings instead of creating the painting itself. So the painting that I'm going to introduce is created during the post-impressionism movement, which is the famous painting Starry Night created by Vincent van Gogh during the year of 1889. There was a really sad story behind this elegant painting. In fact, Van Gogh was suffering with several mental issues and depression throughout his life. Therefore, due to the mental health issue that he had, he committed himself to be sent to an asylum during his old age. The painting Starry Night was created during this period when he was in a bad mental state. The illustration had pretty much reflect this. As you can see in the picture, he was attempting to depict the starry night of a city called Saint Remy de Provence through the window of the asylum that he was staying in using bold strokes and colors. Although the picture is more abstract than realistic, it successfully showed the mental state and expressed the emotions of Van Gogh during that period. And this is also the feature of post-impressionism. The color of dark blue gave a mood of blue and gloomy. In addition, the thick and curved line seemingly brought the atmosphere of depression. No matter the trees or moon or stars appeared in this painting, it really gives the audiences a feeling of creepiness. It's so weird. However, the houses were seemingly pretty normal. And in my opinion, this is actually indirectly proof that Van Gogh was trying to persuade his own emotions throughout the painting instead of he's actually getting crazy and he don't know what he's drawing. No, it's not. And this is basically the end of the introduction of this two painting. Do you guys understand more after watching this video? Remember to click the like and subscribe button below and send it to your friends, send it to your family. Yeah, and thank you for watching my video. Here is Liu Bing. Bye bye.